mindset and sex because we can do it. And I can't wait to see where you go with this one. Thank you and welcome.
Thank you, Haley. So it took me a little bit I cannot handle looking at my whole self. Let me change this view. I need Brady Bunch boxes. Sorry. Okay. I like to see everybody. I don't want to see myself. I already look at that. But when Haley told me about the subject for this particular summit, I started thinking about it. And I'm like, a lot of us entrepreneurs, business owners, parents, spouses, friends, daughters, whatever, we don't think about those things in that same order. And so, I had done another one. I'd sent Haley a title, and then I said, I went home and did something else. And I was like, no, that's not the title. This one is gratitude, mindset, and sex, and not the way you think. So let's go with the whole thing, but it's as a female, it's as a woman from that perspective. So first of all, we want to talk about the fact that gratitude is necessary every single day, right? So when you get up, if you start the day with an attitude of gratitude or with a gratitude in your heart, traditionally you have a pretty good day. If you get up kind of crappy and kind of moody, then guess what? It's kind of going to suck for the rest of the day and roll downhill. We don't want to do that. So what does gratitude do for us on a daily basis? Gratitude shields you from negativity. So that's awesome. Gratitude makes you feel at least 25% happier. So you're already doing great with those first two things, but it also rewires your brain. And the reason I want to talk about the rewiring your brain is because right before COVID hit, I had a thing within myself and said, you know what? I'm going to dive in. 2020 was the year of perfect vision. 2020 was the year of massive personal growth and massive business growth. And all of a sudden, January went great. February went great. We all know what happened in March. It went to hell in a handbasket. And when that happened, I continued on this journey. So I realized that doing these things affected me as a spouse, as a mom, as a business owner, as a friend, and all of these things. And so I dove deeper into it. So if gratitude on a daily basis can shield you from negativity, make you 25% happier, rewire your brain, help to eliminate stress, because we all have stress every day, every single day, whether that is from a parent, a child, a friend, a business, a client, all the above, none of the above, dogs, cats, all the things. But gratitude also heals. No time doesn't make everything better. But if you can heal your own self from the inside out and you're running a business, you're opening yourself up for more opportunity. It also improves sleep. It does boost your self-esteem and your performance. So if you're lagging in an area and you're like, I cannot get past this next phase in my business, what do I need to do? You need to open more gratitude. You need to have more of it. So it also enhances the law of attraction. And I'm going to dive into that one in just a minute. So hold that thought on law of attraction. It also improves relationships. Think about a stressed relationship in your life. Maybe it's a difficult time with your spouse. Maybe it's a difficult time with a friend. Maybe it's a difficult time with a child. I will call out my son because he's 22 years old and he's in the phase of life where he's just a genuine turd. He may have a good heart, but he's a turd, and he will be that way until he's about 25. And once mom accepted that fact, mom can respond to him. I'm like, okay, that's fine. And there's days he is an absolute jerk. And I will turn and look at my husband and say, you know what? That's on him. And I'm okay that he canceled today, because if that's his attitude, I don't want to see his face right now. It's all good. I love him. He knows it. He can call me. It's fine. But that's that. So when you think of gratitude, how can you implement more gratitude every day? What are you doing? How can you do it? One of the things I picked up in the crazy year of 2020 and the train wreck of a show that it was was every day in the morning. We've heard this multiple times through several summits, through several WEN lives, but I'm going to grow with this perspective for a minute. Open a journal, open a notebook. I don't care if you keep a Word doc on your computer where nobody can see it but you, yourself, and well, it would be me, myself, and I, but turn that into you, yourself, and you. But write down 3 to 5 things that you're grateful for. These things can be as simple as I opened my eyes, as I took a shower. Maybe it's day 4 or 5 and you finally washed your hair. I don't know. Maybe you shaved your legs or you painted your toenails. I don't know. Write down 3 to 5 things every single day that you are currently grateful for. Currently, that's the big thing. This is in the current state. And then I want you to skip a couple lines. I want you to write down one awesome thing that's happened in the last 24 hours. And I want you to watch that over 7 days, 14 days, 21 days, 30 days, 60 days, and 90 days. Also on there, I want you to skip a few spaces down and write one person every week that you're going to pray for. Not a day, because we'd lose our mind. A week. Concentrate on praying for one person for a week. Maybe you know somebody who needs some peace. Maybe you know somebody who needs wisdom for a situation. Maybe you know somebody who just needs good vibes. I don't know. Whatever the case may be, whatever your higher theory is, each week pick one person and give them that from you. They don't have to know about it. In fact, they shouldn't know about it. But give them that. That is you giving something else. When you do that, at the end of 90 days, your world will have made a 180-degree turn. What that prepares you for at the end of that 90 days is how to deal with a crazy situation. Because you internally are going to be like, oh, okay, things will roll off your back a little easier. Are you still going to get frustrated? Absolutely. But you're going to find a more positive way to think about them. So when you do that, you're going to go, oh, okay, maybe this is stressful. Maybe this is difficult. That's okay. We all have those days. But tomorrow, what are the chances that something in that stressful day end up on your gratitude list? There's still gratitude through it. And I tell my kids this, and I will tell adults this, and I will tell anybody this. I will always tell you, we're going to get through it. I don't want you to get over it. I don't want you to go under it, but I want you to go through it. Because once you get through it, you can give somebody else good advice. So that's the gratitude thing. The mindset thing is where you want to bring in the law of attraction. You want to speak of things in the current state. We all know how to do that. We all know how to say, talk about your dream house. You want to write those things down every day. But I want to share with you a quick story on how I did something. For those of you who don't know, in the last month, my business bought another business. So, oh my goodness. Yay, we can do things. That's why my background is blurred out, because we're living in a hot mess express. But here's what I'm going to tell you. During the past 30 days before we did this, we ran into some trials and tribulations with purchasing the business. It was not my fault. It was not the business owner's fault. It was just some technicality. And along the way, I was spending a few of my minutes. When I get a little irritated or stressed out, I start scrolling through Facebook Reels or TikTok. And I saw this really cool video, because it's just mindless. It's mindless scrolling. Melissa's like, yes, girl, yes, that's what we do. As if we haven't spent 9 hours of screen time a day between 3 devices. It's okay. I still need this 7 minutes before I take a bath, just to chill out. And I was scrolling and I watched this thing, and it was for the law of attraction. And the lady said, take a sticky note. I prefer an oversized one, because I did it with a regular size one. I'll never do it again. I write too big. Take a sticky note write down 3 to 4 things that you want to attract in your life for law of attraction. Maybe it's things specific that you need to attract in your relationship. Maybe it's things that you want to attract in your business. Maybe it has to do with money. Maybe it has to do with you are going to make a new connection that's going to take your business to a whole new level. I don't know. We are all in different places in this group, but you write those down. You put them on your desk. The lady gave the example of putting it by your bedside, but I wanted it by my desk. And I didn't really want anybody to know I was doing it. So I wrote this sticky note down, and it said to put your bottle of water on it or a mason jar with water on it. And every day you read that sticky note to yourself, and then you drink that water throughout the day, because those affirmations and law of attractions transfer through the water into you. Okay, sweet. Let's do this. So fast forward a couple weeks, my husband and I are out. A friend of ours was talking about wanting to buy a business that she currently works in, but she wants to purchase it. And I gave her my story. I said, I did this. We ran into a speed bump, and this is what happened from here on there. Okay, cool. Then once we got done, the next day, my husband and I were actually going to my old office to move all the furniture to my new office. Well, kind of, sort of. It's up here. It's not in place, but it's up here. And this is what happened. We went to take my desk apart. Guess what was on the left corner of my desk? The sticky note. He had never seen it, but he heard me tell her about it the night before. When we moved it so that I didn't lose it, because I'm going to keep it, I put it on the inside corner. It's actually got another one on top of it from yesterday meeting in my laptop. So I'm not telling you a crazy story without showing you proof. There's my sticky note. It's folded, it's wrinkled, it's got water bottle arms on it. But I did this for 3 weeks. We closed on the business. That's where I'm sitting right now. Now, what does this mean? Now I get to take it to the next level. That's the first one. I'll put it up somewhere special. It may go on a bulletin board. It may go in a drawer. That sticky note will always remind me that that was a pivotal turning point, being directly to me from this business to the next phase of it. You can do that with a relationship. You can do that with your business. You can do that with life in general. But as you grow, so grows your sticky note. By the way, put it in a place nobody knows. Say it every day. Put your drink over it every day. When it wears out, replace it with the next phase, because you're going to grow. But I would also advise you, don't use the regular size sticky notes. Use the big one. Use the bigger one, because it'll hold more and you'll do better with it. You can even just write words on it that you want to, that mean something to you. You can write words. You want to be more positive. You want to be more happy. You want to be whatever you want to do. You can do all those things on there. But when you put those things together, you are magical. And the reason I wanted to bring that topic to you is because those things differ. Gratitude and mindset are different between men and women. My husband knows what I do. He doesn't practice gratitude and law of attraction and affirmations anywhere near the same way I do. His words of affirmation come from me when I outpour that part of the daily love language to him. Or maybe it's a text message, or maybe it's a card. If you think about those love languages, traditionally, how do we speak of them? To couples, to you and your spouse. They work in other areas of your life. You have 5 love languages, 1 to 3 of them you like to receive. You also have 1 to 3 that you give. And what you want to give of those are different. And they're different because we are female. You can also do your 5 love languages in your business. How do you respond to clients? How do you respond to future clients? How do you respond to business partners? And what would change, because we do summits together. I see a lot of you all the time in summits. I see a lot of you are active in WEN. So I have a question for you to close this out before I give you my little freebie. What would change in your business if you rotated women's entrepreneur network people that you talk to, that you're friends with on Facebook, that you're connected to on LinkedIn? What if they became recognized in your business as your business partner? Trusted business partner instead of, oh, I know this girl. What would happen? You would level up the connections. And as you level up in all of these areas, your business is going to grow. And I don't know if it was divine intervention with Haley and this timing, but tomorrow starts Q4. So if you take these couple things that you've maybe taken notes on from me and you start them today and you start them tomorrow, where will you be at the end of this year to head off 2023? So my freebie for you is very simple, and I'll have to get the link and put it in the chat. I do WEN chats with people. So we can dive into that stuff with you. That has nothing to do with my business. That is a secondary thing. I don't know. When I started doing this, somebody told me you need to be a mindset coach. I only have room for so many people like that. I can only be creative so many times, but I'm happy to have a conversation with you if you're in a tough spot, because it's confidential. And maybe you just need another shoulder that's not any part of what you're doing, to hear it from a different perspective and to say, oh, what if you did this? Oh, what if you did that? So that's my giving, because both my husband and I love language number one, giving and receiving, as a servant's heart. We are very we like acts of service, and we love words of affirmation, and we always like gifts, because if you follow me on Facebook, what do you know about my husband? Haley, what does my husband do every week?
Flowers. I'm so jealous, by the way.
A dozen roses every week of the year, except Valentine's Day. Sometimes different flowers, though, if he just finds a pretty bunch. But for the most part, he brings home a dozen roses every week. So, because I've practiced this for a while and it's changed the way that I live, breathe, run my business, run my house, run the life. And P.S., I'm an only child and a girl, so I do think that I'm the family manager, but that's okay. It works and it changes. So take this stuff and go forward with it. I will put my link in the chat before the end of the meeting. If not, email it out to everybody. It's a link to my calendar. You can book a 45-minute call with me. Let's implement gratitude, mindset, and sex into your life starting today. Tracy Taylor, that's what I got for you.
That's amazing.